Hello, everybody, and welcome to Casino Guru News live from ICE 2026 in Barcelona. We're sitting here today with Jack Crabtree. It's great to have you here with us.
Great to be here.
Welcome.
Thank you.
How are you enjoying ICE so far?
Yeah, it's been really good. It's been a really busy event. It's been really good for us. It's day 3, which is always interesting. But no, it's been good.
Just a little bit of tired.
Yeah. It's
Yeah,
starting to
but
creep in.
very pumped by the outcome of this conference,
Yeah.
I guess, at the end of the day. Well, speaking of conference, we all know that Gamecheck has been headline sponsor actually for Sustainable Gambling Zone here at ICE. So tell us a little bit more about it. Like, what does it mean? Why is this visibility important for your brand? And where do you think responsible gambling stands in today's industry?
Yeah. I think, we being the headline sponsor is about sort of our trying to get it's about sort of showing that it's more than just kind of, keeping players safe in the more traditional ways. The big thing when we talk about fake games, a lot of some operators, and it depends on the location of where they are. Some are really aware of it and others aren't. And I think when we do our research, we see a lot of players really struggle to understand that there is a difference and there isn't. And so for us, it's about getting that visibility and being out there, showcasing what we're doing.
Sure. I think it's very interesting what you're doing actually, and it's quite unique. And what's the behind the thought process before you decide that actually supplier games need to be verified before player engages? Like, isn't brand trust enough anymore? You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think, brand trust is still powerful, but what we find more and more is there are more casinos popping up. Players are looking for alternatives. And I think even then we still see some tier 1 brands we work with sitting there saying, actually our brand isn't enough anymore. And that we are looking for sort of third-party verification and showing that they're taking those extra steps.
Sure, absolutely. And when you are cooperating with operators and casinos, are they reluctant to do this kind of partnerships with you, or are you more welcomed with open arms? Like, what's the situation there?
We have a few that sort of wonder why. But that's more few and far between. They're going, we've got our brand, we've got our license. Why?
Yeah, it's reasonable. They just want to know the reason.
Yeah, they're sort of regional players. They are fairly big, but they're not. They're not sort of your biggest players in the world. When we start dealing with some of the tier 1s, they're very receptive to it. They want to be seen as the thought leaders in this and the sort of at the forefront of it. And then other sites as well have a lot of other casinos we speak to are very receptive to it. Even in sort of regulated tier 1 markets.
Yeah. Have you had definitely no for an answer?
No, but we have had some people say, hey, can you reach out when our competitor puts it on, which is
very interesting take on that one. Yeah. And talking about this brand trust that we already mentioned, you partnered up recently with Casino Guru, right?
Yeah.
Can you tell us a little bit more about that partnership, what both of these sides bring to the table, and where brand trust comes there?
Sure, yeah. So, Casino Guru, and the reason we started it is when we first, Matej, when we first started working with him, was saying how he was trying to do this research into fake games. And I know it's a big thing for you guys, and we're really struggling to understand to even get there. And we have the relationships with a lot of providers, so it's very easy for us to start publishing that data. And I think this is 2 things. For us, it's about getting our message out there. You should be looking for the Gamecheck Seal. You should be trying to build your brand and to getting our visibility out there.
Sure.
For Casino Guru, it's then obviously that extra layer. It's yes, they have good customer service, they have this and this. Oh, but by the way, they do operate fake games, so you might want to be careful about that. We were talking about this yesterday, and Matej was saying that actually one of the sort of hardest things is scams used to be, we'll take your money and run into the hills.
Yeah.
Now they're very much, don't worry, give us another small deposit. Your bank account's not working properly, and actually the customer service is great.
Yeah, it gets tricky to recognize those. Yeah, the ones to scam you.
And you're there going, actually, this is a scam, but you don't realize it yet.
Yeah, completely understand. So, do you think that eventually Gamecheck can become for players really naturally into their playing experience, and it can eventually hopefully help them to make the decision where to play and where not, what to play and what not?
I think with that, when we started, it was come to our website, and we very quickly said, look, this just isn't going to work. We need some way that players can see in real time sort of the status of that casino on the website. And that's where the idea of the seal came in. It's a trust badge. It's there. we are doing our random checks. It can be revoked at any point if we need, if for whatever reason. And so players can see it as they come on. And then also, this partnership with Casino Guru is the same thing. It allows players, another way of coming to a site. They're looking for a new site, they can make that evaluated choice and
Yeah,
bring it as part of it.
exactly. That was my next point, that I guess Casino Guru can really help with its reach and with its data,
Yeah.
to help you recommend to players those operators that want to are somehow shady,
Yeah.
and those who are trustworthy, because I guess that's the whole point of Casino Guru and what we're trying to do in iGaming industry. Yeah, you mentioned also Gamecheck Seal, right? And when something like this player safety feature comes along, there's a lot of copycats.
Yeah.
And just people who doesn't really deserve the seal, or this badge, but they, copy it and place it without doing the extra work, I guess.
Yeah.
How do you plan to guard against these?
So we have two ways. The two ways we see a copycat, and we have already seen this in practice, and we've already effectively dealt with it. Is the first thing is you see someone try and mimic a seal. Now the seal is linked to the blockchain and to our own app, so it'll always be only on a site that we've approved. If, however, they take an image and they upload it in, we can we monitor all images around the world globally, and within minutes can identify it and actually redirect the link. So what they'll typically try to do is redirect back to a different site, and we can intercept that and block it. The other one is we work with all the platform providers, and so we can go through them as well. And then there are other ways and methods we can as well, but sort of don't want to give people ideas about how they might be able to get around this.
Absolutely, we have to keep a little bit of secret.
Keep a little bit of secret in there. Yeah.
Absolutely, but I'm very well. I guess I'm not surprised that you already experienced it, but it's something definitely to be aware of and to protect yourself. A good product.
Yes. And actually,
especially players.
It's not the seal so much we see it on. It's actually because the seal's very easy for us to pick up, but our logo is the same thing. People try and do that, and we're very quick on intercepting that and shutting it down. And our CEO's job by trade was to literally do that in their sense. So he's pretty fast at it.
Yeah. Also, the thing you mentioned is that you do a regular updates on casinos integrity.
Yeah.
And I was thinking about that, and I was thinking when it comes to new casinos, right? Does it help? Actually, can help new casinos to earn their trustworthiness much faster, or does it make for them a little bit harder to establish themselves? You know what I mean?
So a new casino, because there's no
history,
there's no history behind them, but we're already sort of assessing their games. So as a new site comes online, we can assess those games. We can then make our decision. It's not like we're having to look at player reviews or customer feedback or how the customer support agents handle things. We can, we're checking those games, and it's very kind of binary for us, and we can send it back to the provider. So yes, they can do that. The big thing there is we monitor them sort of closely as well as they onboard new games as well, because they can pivot quite quickly, and we just keep an eye on that.
Sure.
But we don't feel the need to have to discriminate against a new site just because.
Of course. Just you have to keep a sharp eye on them. Yeah, definitely.
Leo Vegas has a far more has a much bigger brand as well, so there's a lot more there that they're going to protect.
Yeah, sure. And now from maybe a little bit more of a commercial standpoint rather than just protecting players, where do you think tools like Gamecheck, or I call it tool, but you know what I mean, can compete with more traditional player acquisition tools like bonuses? I mean, can Gamecheck, in other words, actually help casinos to have stronger engagement or acquire new players and stuff like that?
So we did some research on this last year, and we did find that casinos with a seal typically can acquire players faster and retain them for longer.
Okay.
That's not to mention it's a be-all and end-all. We would see it more as an acquisition than a retention tool. Because, if you have terrible customer service and everything else, then, there's only so much a seal can do.
Yeah.
But we do see it, we have seen it work in practice as well with casinos.
Great. And I guess my last question would be, what can we expect from you guys in the year 2026?
Yeah, so there's a few things we're doing, but the main one I think is more sort of nuances to our seal, sort of more casinos we're working with, and just more of what we're doing at the moment. It's been a big year, 2025, and we're just intending to sort of go bigger this year.
Yeah, I understand. Just keep doing what we do good and
Yeah.
like expand a little bit, maybe. Okay.
Yeah, new markets. It's gonna be good.
Okay, that's great. Well, thank you very much for the
Thank you.
interview. We're very excited about what you do in the industry and our partnerships together. So, yeah, thank you again. Enjoy the rest of your conference. And thanks to all of you who's been watching us. Stay updated. We will bring you more interviews soon. Bye.